I gave myself a lot of credit for quality control, and I am really good. But I can't take too much credit for what Robert Saleh did today. You guys watched my quality control sessions, and I really didn't give him any suggestions this week. I didn't tell him how to stop Kyler Murray. I basically wrote this game off, and I was laughing at the Niners, and I was like, you're going to lose. It doesn't matter what you do, Robert, because the offense is going to lose the game. Well, the offense didn't lose the game, and Robert Saleh might have had his best performance as a NFL defensive coordinator. This is his masterpiece. This was his Lear. He hasn't had a solution for Kyler Murray yet. He has the answer for the Rams. They're done. He makes Sean McVay look like Marty Schottenheimer, like all out of ideas. Cliff Kingsbury and Kyler Murray had the best of him for 3 games, both last year and the first one this year. Saleh finally figured it out, and this is why I am so confident in him as a defensive coordinator and potential head coach. Is he always improves. He always figures it out eventually. Maybe not during that game, but eventually. The 4th crack at Kyler Murray, he got it. And what did he do? You guys saw it. James Lofton did a phenomenal job breaking down. What a play-by-play announcer, by the way. James Lofton went to Stanford. He had me on his radio show on SiriusXM a couple of years ago. Loved going on with him. He was great. I learned every single play. Every time they had a play, I was like, I wonder what James Lofton has to say. Really liked him. Anyway, he pointed out how Robert Saleh, when he blitzed, was bringing K'Wan Williams, sometimes Akello Witherspoon, off the defense's left side, which meant Kyler Murray's right side. And you saw every time he gets pressure, his instinct is to bolt to the right. But that's where the pressure's coming from. So he would like spin away from it and constantly run into the tackle. It was brilliant. And so now every team that goes against Arizona and Kyler Murray is going to do what Robert Saleh did. And I don't know if they're going to have as much success because it wasn't just the concept of bringing pressure from the defensive left side. It was every time he called it, it was the right exact time. He didn't do it every play. When he did it, it worked. So it's not just that he had the right concept. He had Arizona duped out. We're going to do it in these situations. It's going to work for these reasons. And it was right. So that's a big time win for the Niners. It's a big time performance for Saleh. And it's going to be fresh in owners' minds when they interview him. He's gone. Goodbye. It looked like maybe last week after giving up 41 points to Dallas that the Niners might luck into one more year of Robert Saleh. No, goodbye. Say goodbye. He's gone. So good. I don't know if he'll succeed as a head coach. A lot will depend on who his offensive coordinator and quarterback coach is. Luckily, I can do both of those things for him, so he should be fine. Goodbye. Best defensive coordinator in the league. He's now at the head coach level. The Niners are fortunate to have him. It's too bad they couldn't have made this season count. They couldn't have made this last season count with Saleh. And yeah, you can blame it on all the injuries, but again, you see, as long as the Niners are understated on offense and can commit to running the ball, they win. They should have more wins this year. They should be competing for playoff spots. It's too bad that they just finally figured out their formula for winning Week 16. It's too bad. Who will the Niners get at quarterback if they don't get one of their draft prospects in the first round or trade their first-round pick in free agency? I suggest Andy Dalton. Sign Andy Dalton, draft Kyle Trask, and then another guy I like in the mid-rounds is Kellen Mond, a dual threat who went to Texas A&M, was a 4-year starter, good runner. It kind of reminds me of Colin Kaepernick. Maybe he doesn't have the big fastball that Colin Kaepernick had, but similar. Similar size, similar build, similar speed. Kellen Mond, mid-rounds. Those are guys to think about. Felicia Barker, whenever you suggest Kyle is tanking, he calls a great game. Good call, Felicia. I guess, I try really hard to shame Mike McGlinchey into playing better. It doesn't work. But when I call out Kyle Shanahan, does it work? I feel like there's too many people in his ear giving him excuses, being like, Kyle, you're good. Kyle, you're good. It's not your fault. It's not your fault. And he buys into it. You just need one dude to be like, Kyle, you're a little overrated, aren't you? And he's like, what? What'd you say? A word? I'm a little overrated? Okay, well, let me show you. He needs someone doubting him. That's what I'm here for. That's what I do is quality control. He needs that. He needs negative reinforcement. I don't know if his dad was did that for him as a kid, but someone needs to be like, Kyle, you ain't all that. Kyle, last week was whack. And then now he has to prove himself again. Kyle was something to prove as a bad man. And for Jed York's fault for giving him that 6-year extension, he had nothing to prove this year. So he wallowed in his excuses and lost a bunch of games. He easily could have won because he's that good. But with me here, prodding him and poking him and calling all the right shots, Niners win. So good call. I was too easy on Kyle Shanahan this year by basically put him on the hot seat last week, or I didn't put him on the hot seat. I put him in the lukewarm seat. We get his best. So let's keep it moving. Dylan Respect says, Grant, you're in denial. Kyle's ability to scout and evaluate players is bad. CJ is better. Think about Savon Ahmed, Jeff Wilson, and all the other great players that haven't started and earned a role. Hold on. Grant, you're in denial. Kyle's ability to scout and evaluate players is bad. CJ is better. Think about Savon Ahmed, Jeff Wilson, all the other great players that haven't started and earned a role. I don't really understand your topic. I don't understand I don't understand it. I'm in denial. Sure, absolutely. Kyle's ability to scout and evaluate players is bad. Well, I agree with that. So what am I in denial about? CJ is better. Think about he's not that good. Okay, well, I don't know. You're right. I appreciate the donation, but I don't know. He did a good job evaluating Jeff Wilson Jr. is all I'm going to say. That's all I'm going to say. All right. If you own the Niners and didn't care about the salary cap, would you pay $1 billion to get Mahomes? No. Salary cap exists. You have to work within the confines of the salary cap, and paying $1 billion to get Mahomes would leave you $0 for the rest of your team. And he can't play. He can't block and run routes while throwing. So team sport. Who should replace Saleh? D'Amico Ryans, if possible? Yeah. D'Amico Ryans. But the thing is, D'Amico Ryans is going to probably go with Saleh. I would imagine he's going to leave, and Saleh's going to take a lot of this coaching staff with him. And I think the Niners are going to have to bring in someone else, maybe someone who has some experience, maybe Raheem Morris, the interim head coach with Atlanta, maybe Gus Bradley if Anthony Lynn, the head coach of the Chargers, gets fired, someone like that, someone with experience. I think D'Amico's going to go with Saleh. I think that's Saleh's protege, the way that Saleh was Gus Bradley's protege.